god. Okay, you sick fuck. Listen here. You fucking stole my indie game video, you piece of shit.
Ginge, man, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Don't play fucking stupid. Listen. You and these fucking rejects over here are going to make a fucking video talking about your favourite indie game.
Oh, fuck.
Or no fucking food and no fucking water for another 3 months. Am I understood?
Fuck, okay then, okay.
And if you don't keep pumping out these shitty little videos you make, and don't give me the fucking money, we're gonna have a problem. A big fucking problem. Now, none of you are gonna tell anyone about what the fuck happened today, are you?
Yes, Daddy Ginge, of course not. I will do anything you say.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Now go! I need a fucking video. Indie games. There is really nothing greater than a good old indie game. And I hear you asking, Ginge, what the fuck is an indie game? Well, essentially an indie game is a game developed by a fucking... Fuck. God fucking damn it. Pretty much it's a game made by a development team smaller than my fucking will to live. Yeah. There's a lot of fucking indie games out there, and a lot of fucking good ones at that too. And to be honest with you, a lot of the time, given the choice, I would so much rather play them than any AAA game out there. Oh. You want examples? Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Games like CupHead. Celeste.
You know what? Fuck it! Fuck it!
No!
No, wait.
Rust.
How are you not dead, bro? Fuck! How are you not dead, bitch?
Enter the gungeon. Exit the gungeon.
What the fuck? What did I die for?
Hotline Miami 1 and Hotline Miami 2.
Go around the corner and get your shit. Do that again. Go around the corner. Go around the corner. Can you please stop killing me?
And believe me when I say it, I'm barely fucking even scraping the surface. And I really can't be fucked to talk about a load of these games in one video, so I'ma just make these fuckers who kindly volunteered to make it for me. And what better way to start but an indie developer himself.
Alright guys, I have one question for you. What's the reason you enjoy video games? Now if your answer is big ol' anime titties, yeah then I for real don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Hey everyone, my name is Thijs and I'm a solo indie game developer myself, working on my own project in Cave. But that's not what I'm here for today, because just like you, I was tricked here, thinking there'd be anime titty. Katana Zero is a fast-paced action game developed by ASCIIsoft and published by my favorite publisher, Devolver Digital. I'm a sucker for pixel art, okay? It's an art style sometimes described as the easiest art style that anyone could pick up, since it's very simple, right? But that's of course only if you consider this to be good art, which... Oh my god. But there's a lot of different styles in the pixel art style. Some are super simple, but there's also games that take it to the next level. One of them being Katana Zero. The animations are so smooth. The environments look amazing and the whole vibe of the game is just awesome. The neon retro wave, 80s, but also kind of dystopian future, it's just super well done. A detail that truly adds so much to the visuals without you instantly realizing it's that important to the visuals is the backlighting of the characters. It's a lighting system that must have taken ages to perfect because it directly just changes the color value of every pixel, of every frame, of every character in the game. But damn, does it make the sprites look dynamic and part of the world. So basically everyone dies in one hit. That could be by a katana slash, a thrown bottle, or environmental hazards, but basically a high five would do too, that's how far we're going. But that also counts for you, which makes every part of the level very intense. Now the game's levels are divided in separate semi-levels, which most of the time just means the level is a building and the semi-levels are the floors. With semi-levels, I basically mean there's checkpoints and after you reach them you can't go back. Now these semi-levels are never too big, which works really well with the instant death mechanic. Every level is well thought out and every encounter with enemies is in an environment that complements the moveset of the player perfectly. Yet it doesn't exclude a specific newly learned move or ability, for instance, as the only viable option in approaching the situation, which is a great thing. Since it's a 2D game and the levels are basically corridors, it might not seem like there's so many options, but actually they leave it all up to you. For the fairly linear level design, the action itself is far from linear. And the game is very difficult. You are never expected to reach the end of a floor without dying at least once. And the game wants you to fail, because it wants you to eventually come up with the perfect plan and the perfect execution. In that way it's decently similar to Celeste, a game that someone else will talk about later in this video. There's also choices in the game that actually change the story and gameplay more than games whose sole purpose is to have choices. The music is awesome. It complements the action and scenery really well. The protagonist even puts on headphones before starting a level. That should tell enough in itself. Okay. The story is also great, just go play the game.
Sorry homie, but that shit was boring.
What's up? My name's Billsmello. You should go in the description and sub to me right now. I'm an all-powerful seeing being. I will come to your house and turn all your dishes upside down. God put me on this earth for 2 reasons. To women and to play indie games on my smartphone. One of my favorite indie games of all time is Polyball 3. Polyball 2. In that game, you walk around as a little ball, doing a bunch of rolling. Do I play indie games? No, of course I don't. I was just saying that so that I could get in this. Woo. Woo. I am illegally trespassing for this video. And back in 1963 when Pong came out, there was a lot of debate over whether that was an indie game, and they finally came to the conclusion that anything that a lot of people know about is a AAA game. And that's kind of why I don't like triple. Indie games are a lot more smart than. I stole this camera off of a policeman's dash cam on his chest. I ripped it off in a blind fit of rage after I overdosed on Adderall. I had never attacked anyone before, but damn did that feel good. If there are any women watching this, my phone number is 86030. Oh, there's a fucking cop car watching me. Oh shit! The cops are all bullshit. I don't respect a single one of them. Cause you know, they don't like indie games. All the cops play Call of Duty, and I don't fucking. It's been a long time since I've talked to anyone real. I haven't spoken to any real people in quite a long time. My girlfriend just dumped me because I bit her. I bit her leg. I bit a chunk out of it, and I told her that it reminded me of Binding of Isaac, and she broke up with me. Oh good, there's another cop right in front of me. I'm about to get fucking arrested. Oh shit! I'm gonna go hide in the parking garage so they can't fucking find me. Cops are trying to take me away because they don't think that indie games are as good as AAA games. They're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. They're full of shit. I'm gonna expose them all right now. Yes, sir. I'm on the roof. Yeah, I'm coming. I've got a time portal on the roof of this building. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna activate it. I'm going the wrong way. Oh shit. The police are controlling the weather. They made it snow up here so that I couldn't film. I'm gonna have to go down a floor. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Any game that has an anime art style, I immediately like. I like anime. I like anime girls. They remind me of my girlfriend. I bit her leg. The police have stopped following me for now. I think I ran too fast for them. Everybody remember to subscribe to Ginge too, because if you don't subscribe to him, you're not gonna be able to subscribe to me because you're not gonna see me in his videos. You know, I've never made a game. I don't really know much about game development, but I'd like to go on a whim and say that I'd be really good at making a game. So that kind of entitles me to like an opinion and shit. I could have like a really good opinion on video games, and like that could get me like a job in the industry and shit. My mom likes to wipe my ass while I play Shovel Knight in her lap on my Switch, and I have chronic anxiety. Some people say that it makes me think that certain things are happening when they're not, like the cops are chasing me or that the military is coming to take away all of my Skylander DVDs. But I don't think that they need to walk a day in my life of my shoes.
Favorite indie game? Risk of Rain 2. Need I say more? Yeah, okay, I guess so. For those of you unfortunate enough to have not heard of it, Risk of Rain 2 is a third-person roguelike shooter developed by Hopu Games and blah blah blah, who cares. It's fun. Really fun. And that's all that's important. You run around an open level, kill aliens to earn money, and then use said money to open up chests which give you random items that improve your character, with the overall goal being to find and activate a teleporter, kill the boss, and teleport to the next area. When it comes to characters, there's 10 in total. Each one is completely unique with their own abilities and skill sets, and there's even character-specific challenges where you can unlock alternate attacks for them. That way you can tailor your favourite character to however you want to play. Unfortunately, you only start off with the Commando unlock to, well, just have a look-see. Oh god. Oh god! Oh god! Oh my word! Oh shit! Yeah, Commando isn't exactly what you'd call consistent, but after a run or two you'll probably unlock someone like Huntress, who honestly is much more consistent and much more fun in general. And of course, characters aren't the only big part of this game. Items that you find in chests can make or break a run, and depending on what you get, you might even need to alter the playstyle of your character. The only trouble is, for every amazing item like lens maker's glasses, there's an item like Chronobauble, and don't even get me started on Corpse Blossom. Items themselves come in all different types. You've got the standard ones being white for common, green for rare, red for legendary, but then you've got 2 extras on top of that. Orange items are equipment, something all characters are able to carry, with multi getting 2 of them. Equipment is an item that's treated like a character ability, with different equipment items having different cooldown periods and different effects. The 2 most extremes of these are the Crown Accumulator at a whopping 140 seconds, and the Royal Capacitor with a barely noticeable 20. The other variation is blue lunar items. Now these don't drop by regular means, in fact you need to buy them from special pods using lunar coins, a rare drop from monsters. They have powerful effects, but they also have a negative to them. Take the shaped glass for example. Doubles your damage, but at the cost of permanently being at 50% health. The ultimate glass cannon. The final key object to Risk of Rain 2 is its shrines. They're objects that spawn randomly on the maps, each with their own effect and cost to use. The only important one really is Mountain, Blood, and Chance. And Blood is probably the easiest to explain. It's simply give health, get money. Then there's the Shrine of the Mountain. They're completely free to use, but for every one of these that you activate it, an extra boss is going to spawn at the teleporter. Sounds bad, and trust me, it really can be, but when you get an extra item for each shrine activated, it can pay out. Just hope you don't spawn a ton of magma worms. Last but not least of the most common and most important shrines of Risk of Rain 2, there's the Shrine of Chance. By paying a fee to the shrine, it can drop you an item of any type, apart from lunar items. And the more you use it, the more expensive it gets, but they start off cheaper than opening a chest. Just be warned, they don't call them a Shrine of Chance for nothing. Well, that just about wraps it up. So, what's the lesson you should learn? Go play Risk of Rain 2.
Wow, that's awesome. Let's talk about something more underrated.
Undertale, baby! This game is—
That was a joke, because it's not underrated at all. It's like, you get it, yeah, you get it. Yeah, later Alligator takes place in Alligator, New York City, and the keyword here is alligator. No, God, please, no, God, no. I'm gonna speedrun this review. I'm gonna speed review. I'm gonna speedrun this review. Right off the bat, the animation is not worthy. It looks so fucking good. It's a point-and-click type game where you play as a trustworthy alligator who's been asked by Pat to investigate his family because he thinks they're trying to kill him. You play minigames to get information from the family. The minigames can be tedious at times, but it's okay. They're fine. It's okay. To be honest, the best part is the interactions you have with the alligators, the different alligators. It's pretty cool. Like this one time, an alligator asks you to roleplay with them, and the game turns into a fucking visual novel. That was pretty fucking, that was funny. Holy shit, boys, we got wow. Holy shit, we got the world record. Wow. Yeah, you should play this game. It's funny, it's good, it's yeah.
Okay, so in the process of making this video, I played a bunch of indie games, and I kept changing my mind on what fucking game I wanted to talk about, and I still don't know. I mean, CupHead, Pikaniku, Celeste. Well, I mean, Spotcam stole Celeste from me, but the point is, it was hard for me to choose which one I wanted to talk about. I mean, it took me a fucking while, but after writing a script for CupHead, deleting that script, then deciding I actually did want to do CupHead, and rewriting the script, I decided on this. Oh my god, fuck. Oh Jesus, change that. That was the wrong trailer. I'm so sorry. I think the reason why I settled on CupHead was more because I was way too obsessed with it for a long fucking time, and it wasn't even really the game I was obsessed with, but more the development of it instead. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a reason why this game's so popular. I mean, it's such a fucking good game. But what I'm saying is, I see this game more as an art project than a game. I mean, holy fuck, the development for this game is impressive, with their rubber hose animation style, which was hand-drawn pen to paper, by the way. And all the backgrounds were actual painted pieces. Like, this game genuinely has more love and effort put into it than any Ubisoft game has and ever will have in it. The platforming is so clean and on point. Yeah, the game is hard as fuck. Bruv. Jesus. Bruv! What am I... You know what, that's fine. You know what? I enjoy this game. But holy fuck, it's also so rewarding. Oh, I won. Oh, I thought I died. Ooh. That was good. I enjoyed that. Saying I have a love for the art in this game is a massive understatement, and it's not even just the art that impresses me, the music as well.
Great world building elements, great atmosphere. What else is great? The music! It fucking slaps! You don't think it slaps? It slaps. It fucking slaps.
Fish, shut the fuck up! Anyway, where was I? Ah, yeah. I remember I got so addicted to CupHead I downloaded the game's album on my phone, which I've never done before for any game, and I still haven't ever done that since. The bosses of this game are the main focus of the game itself, and not only are they unique to one another, but they're unique to other game bosses out there. From fighting frogs that turn into a slot machine, to a ghost train fighting different carriages as a form of different stages of the boss fight, to then fight the engine which grows fucking legs, by the way. Every boss feels and looks completely different from the rest, and there was never not a moment when I was like, oh fuck, every time I entered a boss fight. It may just be that I have a full hard-on for the art style, but I genuinely believe that these are some of the coolest video game boss designs ever. I mean, come on, it's a fucking Super Saiyan flower! All bosses and levels for that matter are extremely hard, and unless you're a professional speedrunner, I fucking challenge you to play one of these bosses for the first time and take no hits. Everything about this fucking game's production is a nostalgic piece of art with some clean animations, unique art styles and sharp platforming with some insanely difficult and different bosses. In conclusion, good game, go buy.
Welcome guys, 5-minute review or less. These are horrible for me to do because I tend to talk and ramble for way too long, so let's give it a shot. Transistor, for one, unlike this intro, is a game of very few words. In fact, so few words that the main protagonist, the character you play as, is a former opera singer that has lost her voice and now cannot speak. And to add insult to injury, her husband is trapped in a weapon called Transistor.
There. Together again.
And he is the main narrative voice in the game. And this is something that the developer Supergiant Games actually also did in the previous game, Bastion. And Transistor, in my opinion, really solidified Supergiant Games as a gaming studio. So a little bit background about the game itself. Transistor, what is it like? It is amazing. It is stunning. The sprite isometric art is just wonderful. And the entire game takes place in the Cloud City, like a dystopian/utopian city where people can vote on anything. People can vote to change the weather, to rename street names and whatever. And it's supposed to be this very liberal and open place. But there's been a murder, and then the city seems to be almost devoid of life. And there's these things called the process, like almost AI things, that are slowly taking over the world, or at least the city, and you know, rebuilding it. And it's a very interesting plot. It's a very good plot. It has a surprising, interesting way of how it teaches or pushes the story forward. So you can store other people's souls inside your sword, and those are actually the things that give you the abilities. And it's really interesting because the way they did it with the gameplay is you find the souls of dead people that were former important people in a city, and you put them in your sword inside the transistor. And in order to unlock new powers, you also have to interchange and connect different powers with each other, which at the same time discovers more lore behind those very people or behind the city. So it's one of those type of games where if you don't really pay attention to the story, you might get very confused, but if you read the little subtext, this is a wonderful, wonderful game. Also, I mean, the protagonist is an opera singer. The music is amazing. I just can't say it anyway. The music is super memorable. It's good. It has actually a lot of good songs you can just listen to like that. Very good music. Just top of the line. When I went back and played through this, that I really have to mention is combat and enemy variety is just amazing. So there's two ways you can play the combat. It's both turn-based and real-time. And you can flip in between them, you know, separately. And there's many different enemy types, and they as well do have different challenges, offer different challenges in both real-time and RTS. So for example, there's these snapshot people that if you play real-time, they're like clutter up off your screen, you can't see shit, so it makes it really hard to target people. And just a lot of fun, different type of enemy encounters, and yeah, good game.
Come on then, tough card.
Cloud City as a place is also very vibrant and yet like almost disturbingly empty, and you don't only you visit many different types of districts within the city, and visually they look very different, and there are some gameplay elements that are very different. But it's fairly concise. There's a lot of combat in the game, and the game can actually be quite hard and unforgiving if you ramp the difficulty up. The first time around, this is one of those games where I only got the real story the second time over. Because the first time I just played it for the action, and I didn't really bother to read most of this stuff, or really even try to understand like what was happening. But it is one of the better devices of storytelling I've seen in a game with this little budget. It's actually very good.
Indie games have always been like a detox for me. I mean, sure, the AAA experience is woo! I love the running, the gunning, and climbing, but it's stale, okay? It's stale. There's no cutting it. It's stale, and it just doesn't bring me the same happiness like playing a game like Hollow Knight does. Because unlike Call of Duty 52 Square Root fucking Return of Riley, this game feels more deserving of its praise. It feels more human, and most of all, it feels more enjoyable to play. From the hand-drawn animation and environments to the stunning soundtrack that helps push the game's narrative even further and tells a story even of itself, it's obvious to say that this game was made in hopes of entertaining its audience. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't feel robbed when I play this game. Excuse me. I don't feel robbed. I don't feel robbed. And the fact that this was made by a studio of 70 60? 30? Are you? Okay. 3 people made this. Not 60, not 30, 3 people. 3 people who risked it all to make this beautiful game. What in God's name is this wonderland? A studio of 100 PhD having asses. Three dudes from Australia. If you told me this 200 years ago, I would have set you on fire, you spawn of
Warning, I'm autistic, so this section of the video is extremely awkward and I apologize. So if any of you don't want to cringe, I can't even say that word right, cringe, then don't watch this. Save yourself, just skip ahead to the next one, because please, bye. Hi, my name is Reet, and today I'm talking about Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a pixel farming sim that came out around 2015. It's a super chill game with a really cool story behind it and a really nice art style. And your main goal is to live your best life on a farm. Before I played Stardew Valley, I was never really a big fan of farming sims, mainly not really seeing the appeal in doing the tasks. I don't know, on the outside, I just thought it was kind of boring. And this game proved me wrong. I originally bought it because of its soundtrack and character creation, because I'm a sucker for any game that has character creation no matter how small, and it's really adorable pixel graphics. However, when I started playing, I actually fell for the farming side really quickly. The whole point of Stardew Valley is you move from the city working a 9-to-5 job behind a desk, and you take over your grandpa's old farm to live a peaceful life in the countryside. And it's pretty immersive. It makes you feel very relaxed and chill. I find this game one of my top 3 favorite chill games to play when I'm stressed out or after work or before I go to bed. And if you don't want to play alone, then you can actually play with friends. So in Stardew Valley, not only can you create a character, but you can also start relationships with the NPCs. The NPCs are extremely in-depth characters, and they're super cool, and they're all very different. Everybody kind of has their own story, but the story of the game is not so invasive. There is basically 2 paths you can go down, and other than that, you have pretty much free will over what you want to do and where you want to go. If you want, you can even date the whole freaking town. Aside from that, you have a fully customizable farm, that you can organize as much as you want or have it as messy as you want. You even get a house that you can decorate. One of my favorite things about Stardew Valley is once you look back and see where you started, you see how much you accomplished. You do the work in this game and you see the payoff, and that's something that's really important in games. For people who weren't so interested in the farm aspect like some of my friends, they really enjoyed the cave part. What do you call that? I don't know. Anyway, it's basically like mining. You have to look for stuff like that, and you even have a combat system. You can upgrade tools and fight these little thingy things here. And they're really cute, but they're evil, so you had to kill them. There's a bunch more aspects, but those are the main things. So let me just run this down to prove a point. You would think with all of those things that this was made by at least a group of people. Well, this actually wasn't made by a group of people, nor was it made by 2 or 3 people. This was made by one guy. The whole game. I know, it's insane. I also found out recently that not only did he design the whole game and make it, he also designed the soundtrack, which is kind of crazy to me. And that's not the only thing. He updates the game all the time, listening to the audiences and the players, and is super quick to fix any bugs or things like that. The multiplayer aspect of this game is also really fun and kind of chaotic sometimes if, you know, your friends aren't as organized as you. You can get up to some really weird stuff, but it's also fun to just wind down with your friends and play something that's not so stressful. This game initially came out on PC, but it is also now on Switch. It's been on Switch for a few years, I believe. And I have it on both because I'm addicted to the game and I like to have it when I go away to places and also at home on my desk. It's super cheap for the amount that you get in this game, and it's really fun. I know I say that about a lot of games and I have a problem with saying that, but this game's really cool. You should definitely play it. Bonk.
Okay, so most of my gamer life... Man, that shit sounds so pathetic. Gamer life. I've been playing big budget AAA games like Call of Duty, The Witcher 3, Titanfall 2, you get the fucking point. But after being smacked in the face so hard by games like Cyberpunk, I just wanted something different. So I decided, fuck it, let's play some Celeste, baby. I've heard good things about it. First thing I noticed when playing the game, Madeline be looking like a pretty sexy little redhead. And she is legal age, by the way. Anyways, the second thing I noticed about the game was just how slick the controls were. The platforming in Celeste is probably the best I've ever experienced. Every input happens immediately. Character animations are so goddamn fucking slick, making it a pure joy to jump and dash around like a fucking monkey on cocaine. I mean, the gameplay itself is absolutely phenomenal, and although at times can be brutally difficult and got me thinking, how the fuck am I gonna do this? Perseverance and persistence allowed me to overcome the challenge. In my opinion, the art style of Celeste is stunning. With pixel art looking so similar in indie games nowadays, it's so easy to fall into that trap of looking like everything else. But Celeste's art style is so uniquely beautiful, so colourful and vibrant, but yet dark and dull. It really conveys the game's overall themes and concepts so fucking well, and it makes it even more of a delight to play. The gameplay is amazing, the visuals are stunning, but also the story, even though it's simplistic, is very fucking touching, and something basically everyone can relate to. It did genuinely have an impact on me. Me personally, I'm so fucking hard on myself, and sometimes even doubt my own abilities, like, will I ever make my girlfriend come? Probably not. But the story of Celeste is one that taught me some really valuable lessons and not fucking doubting myself, and like, you can genuinely accomplish anything as long as you put your mind to it. Sounds cliche, but it really is some heartwarming, cum-inducing shit, so yeah boys, I like Celeste, okay?
As soon as Ginge reached out to me and a bunch of other creators asking each of us to write and record short essays about our favorite indie games, I immediately thought about The Messenger. That game is amazing. Definitely one of my all-time favorite indie games I've ever played. The Messenger is an award-winning homage to the classic Ninja Gaiden video game series, developed by Sabotage Studio and published by Devolver Digital. It's a compelling adventure full of great jokes and unexpected plot twists, along with eye-catching retro graphics and ridiculously good soundtrack, composed by Eric W. Brown, better known as Rainbow Dragon Eyes. The game starts at a village of ninjas that gets attacked by a demon king. It is then when a mysterious Western hero appears and hands a scroll to one of the surviving ninjas, appointing him as the messenger and asking him to deliver it to the top of a mountain. On a journey to said mountain, the messenger will be aided by a shopkeeper in a blue robe that provides upgrades for gear and abilities, as well as a demon named Quirble, who saves you from dying in exchange for time shards, earned by defeating enemies or hitting lamps. What begins as a classic action platformer will soon unravel into an exciting time-traveling adventure full of thrills, surprises, and humor. In conclusion, I would like to thank Ginge for this opportunity to go back to one of my favorite games once again and briefly talk about it. I really hope that more people will check it out and become very fond of it as well. Oh yeah, also shout out to Gaba for proofreading my script, cause my English sucks for real. Alright guys, I guess that's pretty much it. Take care, stay safe, and remember, gaming is not a crime. Oh, this is so cringe.
So, if you skip from the intro to the outro straight away, then I'd like to say first, fuck you. But second, don't overlook these games or any indie game that comes out soon. Instead of playing the next COD that comes out every year, why not try one of the games we mentioned, as I guarantee you'll have much more enjoyment playing Celeste than Cyberpunk 2077, or you'll have more satisfaction beating a CupHead boss than killing another guy in COD. You may just simply prefer Stardew Valley and its minimal tasks to, say, Animal Crossing. And I'm not saying these AAA games are bad and you should feel guilty for playing them at all. I mean, fuck. I bought COD Cold War and still play it with my mates now, but I'm saying just give them a go. Why not? They're always going to be cheaper than any AAA game out there, and all the games that we talked about in this video will be linked in the description, so if you are interested in any of them, then go check that out. And if you need some new games that will be coming out soon, why not keep an eye out for like Midnight Fight Express? Or Postal Brain Damage. Cause fuck me, I'm getting both of those. Go check out everyone's YouTube channels in the description below and drop them a sub. I mean, holy fuck. They all deserve it so much. I mean, they deserve so much more acknowledgement than they have, and if you like this video, I guarantee you'll like theirs. And honestly, they are genuinely my favourite YouTube channels to watch. Hey, no subscribe refunds though, for real though. Anyway, cue the outro music. Holy fuck, this has taken a while. So, also, let me know what your favourite indie game is, because I'm actually interested. Anyway, if you haven't finished with that popcorn, I'll just take that. Thank you. Alright. Ciao.
Nigga.